Okay, good morning. So today our class is cupola furnace. So according to our requirement, the furnaces may be selected. So these are the selection process of the furnaces. So first one is initial cost of the furnace, and the second one is fuel cost, and third one is Li to be melted, and fourth one is melting and pouring of temperature of the metal to be cast, and fifth one is the quantity of the metal to be melted, and next one is the cost of furnace repair and maintenance. Next one Next one is cost of melting per unit weight of the metal. And next one is chances of metal to absorb impurities during melting and quantity of the finished product desired. So these are all the different qualities whenever we are selecting our furnaces for a foundry. So right. So in that the furnaces has been classified into three main classifications. First one is according to the materials. According to the materials, the furnaces has been classified into three types. One is gray cast iron, and second one is steel, and third one is non-ferrous metals. So according to these are all subclassified into different categories. So right now we are going for gray cast iron. Though, so the first furnace is cupola furnace. So in this cupola furnace, this is used from many years. This has been used from many years. So right. So this is the actual line diagram of the furnace. As the name suggests, furnace, probably you guess a little bit. When we need to heat any substance, we need a furnace, right? When we need to heat any substance, we need a furnace. Therefore, cupola furnace is a melting device. We are all knows about this. So cupola furnace is one of the furnace where we melt different types of metals. Some are cast iron, gray cast iron, or some are maybe bronze. So right. So today we discuss the working principle of cupola furnace, as well as see the construction and the advantages, disadvantages, and the applications of the cupola furnace also. Right. Now, the cupola furnace is a melting device. We use this device in the forging operation where cast iron, bronze, and other alloying elements are melted. Right. This is a very old device we used in manufacturing for melting. We used in manufacturing for melting because the system produces good cast iron from pig iron. So good cast iron from pig iron. Ante emiti, the initial iron we are taking here is, so that is from the spark arrestor, the gases has been evolved, whereas the fuel ఇక్కడ చూడండి అమ్మా, ఫర్నెస్ ఛార్జింగ్ డోర్ అని ఒకటి కనిపిస్తుంది. సో ఫర్నెస్ ఛార్జింగ్ డోర్ లో మనం ఛార్జింగ్ అనేది అంటే మెటల్ అనేది దానిలో ఛార్జింగ్ లేయర్స్ కింద పంపిస్తాం. సో అలాగే లేయర్స్ గా పంపించాలి అంటే పంపించేది ఏంటి అంటే పిగ్ ఐరన్ నుంచి ఫైనల్లీ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఏ గుడ్ క్యాస్ట్ ఐరన్ by using this cupola furnace. This is a very old device we used in manufacturing for melting and producing a good cast iron from pig iron. So that means the starting metal is pig iron, whereas it may be converted into good cast iron. So the shape of the device is in cylindrical, but other size is also available. So the starting size is up to 13 feet. Already we have been discussed in our earlier class, that is the size of the diameter. The diametrical measurement of this cupola furnace is 13 feet. So 1.5 to 13 feet cylindrical diameter, right? While choosing a cupola furnace, we keep some valid factors that are melting point temperature and shapes and many more, right? So here, whenever, okay, here the construction of the cupola furnace is on your screen. It consists of, all of you observe it keenly. So first one is legs. From the base onwards, it is legs. It is having legs. And next one is slag hole. And next one is sand bed, tires, preheating zone, melting zone, charging door, brick lining, spark arrestor. So let me describe these parts of the cupola furnace in details. And one more thing, already we have been discussed in our earlier class, the various zones of the cupola furnace. We are having totally 5 zones. So 5 zones. So the first zone is stack. It is just provides the passes of the hot gases to go to atmosphere from the cupola furnace. So already we know about whenever we saw the line diagram of this cupola furnace. And the second one is preheating zone. So next one is melting zone. So from the top to bottom onwards, we are having different zones. Preheating zone means it is having a temperature of, it is maintaining a temperature of 1090 degrees centigrade. Whereas in the melting zone, the temperature may be increased to some extent. Whereas in the reducing zone, the temperature is 1200 degrees centigrade. So in this way, we are having a chemical reactions also. On screen, we are sharing chemical reactions at melting zone and reducing zone also, right? And this is the combustion zone. This is the highest temperature where the cupola furnace has been generated, right? The total height of the zone yoka height, there, that means combustion zone height is 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters. And the temperature here generated is 1540 degrees to 1870 degrees centigrade. Therefore, it is an exothermic reaction. In the combustion zone, we are having exothermic reaction, whereas in the reducing zone, we are getting endothermic reaction. So, right, these are the two reactions which we have been obtained in our cupola furnace. So, first, from starting onwards, so this is all of you observe the line diagram of the cupola furnace. So, this is the line diagram. On screen, we are sharing the line diagram of the cupola furnace. So first one is legs. Legs are the main things which are provided for supporting purposes. Legs are provided for just for supporting purpose, right? Next one is slag hole. Here the slag hole is used for removing and extracting the slag from the melting iron, right? One more time I will say about the slag hole or slag spout. The slag hole is used for removing or extracting the slag from the melting iron, right? And next one is the bed, sand bed. Here, this is in paper form, and from this, the melted iron comes out easily, right? So sand bed, you can observe here. This is the this is in the tapered form, where the melted iron comes out very easily. And next one is tires. TUYERES. This is the tires, not TYRE, right? By this tires, we enter the gas to the proper burn of the fuel. So that means combustion. To create a combustion zone, we are providing tires. By this tire, we enter the gas to the proper burning of the fuel. What is the fuel we are using here? Coke. Coke has been used as a fuel, right? Next one is preheating zone. You are all observing the total zones here, right? From the preheating zone, the heating process started and heats the metal charge about 1090 degrees Celsius. So, right, so this is the temperature 1090 degrees Celsius. ఇంతకుముందు నేను సెంటిగ్రేడ్ అని ఉంటాను పొరపాటున అన్నానమ్మా. సో 1019 degrees 90 degrees 1090 preheating zone, we are getting a high temperature that is 1090 degrees centigrade, Celsius, right? And next one is melting zone. In the melting zone, we do not provide much heat to melt the metal charge because it's already melted in the preheated zone. Preheated zone itself, it is melted with a temperature of about 1090 degrees Celsius. right? And from the charging door, from here we supply the charge to the furnace. The various charges are for the cupola furnace are pig iron, coke, and limestone, right? From the charging door, the various charges of the cupola furnace. Not means we don't just charging అంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా పిగ్ ఐరన్ ఒక్కటే కాదు. To burn the pig iron, to get a good cast iron, we also charge from the charging door coke and limestone. Togetherly, the pig iron will melt it together, and then only we will get a good cast iron at the slag hole. Sorry. Lastly, we are getting the tapping hole. From the tapping hole, we will get a good cast iron. After burning all these three things, from the charging door, we are pouring only pig, not only pig iron, with pig iron, whereas pig iron is 1. Here you can observe on screen, we are observe 1, 2, 3. So first one is pig iron. So 2 number means coke, and 3 number is limestone. So right, why? What is the so pig iron is the metal, whereas coke is the fuel. What about the limestone? Limestone is nothing but it is added to the from the charging door. Why? Because the limestone will use the slag out from the molten metal. That means the slag will come out from the molten metal by the melting of the limestone, right? And next one is brick lining. Brick lining means nothing but refractory lining, right? So inside of the steel shell, we are having refractory lining. We are calling it as also brick lining and steel shell. Here, the shell of the cupola furnace is being used, usually made up of steel, and is called as steel shell. Ante kada. So inside the steel shell, we are having the refractory lining. Why we are providing this refractory lining is this is a plastic material also. This is used for to provide to withstand the steel shell at high temperatures also. And next one is spark arrestor. So finally, this is the spark arrestor. This is the device. We are calling it as a spark arrestor is a device used in the system for preventing the emission from the fireplace, right? So the cupola furnace working on the principle where we generate heat from burning of coke, and when the temperature of the furnace is above the melting point of the metal, then the metal is melt, right? The charge introduced in the cupola furnace consists of pig iron, scrap, casting rejections. సో అంటే రిజెక్ట్ అయిపోయిన క్యాస్టింగ్స్ అన్ని కూడా మళ్ళీ మనం అందులో యాడ్ చేస్తామన్న చార్జింగ్ డోర్ నుంచి. పిగ్ ఐరన్, స్క్రాప్, casting, rejection, coke and flux. So here coke is the fuel and limestone is added for as a flux. So coke lo
రూమ్ బయట కొంతమంది వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నారట మ్యామ్, మళ్ళీ అడ్మిట్ చేస్తారా?
ఓకే ఓకే 1 minute. So these are all the different zones. So these are all the different zones, and this is the working of the cupola furnace. Here the charge introduced in the cupola consists of pig iron, scrap, casting rejection, and coke and flux. Coke is the fuel, and limestone. Why we are adding limestone has been already discussed here. The limestone is nothing but
screen కనిపించట్లేదు మ్యామ్.
Okay, just wait a minute. Are you is it visible now?
Okay ma'am.
Okay, right. So this is the line diagram, and right now, we are discussed about the zones, what happening in our cupola furnace, and now what is the charging of the cupola? Pig iron, scrap, casting rejections, అంటే waste గా, అంటే రిజెక్షన్, అంటే ప్రాపర్ కాస్టింగ్స్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా రానివన్నీ కూడాను కాస్టింగ్ రిజెక్షన్ అని చెప్పుకుంటాము. సో అవన్నీ కూడాను చార్జ్ అంటాం. ఛార్జింగ్ అంటే మెటల్ 1 by 1 లేయర్స్ కింద వేస్తూ వెళ్తాము. సో ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ పిగ్ ఐరన్, second one is scrap, and third one is casting rejection, and fourth one is coke, and fifth one flux. So coke is the fuel. Already we have been know about this thing. Coke is the fuel we are adding here. So this is the fuel which is used for in our cupola furnace, and limestone is an flux which we have been added here to remove the undesirable materials like ash and dirt. What are the unimportant materials? So material ఏదైతే కూడా అందులో అన్డిజైరబుల్, మనకు అవసరం లేనివన్నీ కూడా అందులో ఉంటాయి నాన్న. సో వాటిని మనం డర్ట్ అండ్ యాష్ కింద చెప్పుకుంటాము. సో అలాంటివన్నీ కూడా రిమూవ్ చేయాలి అంటే వీఆర్ యాడింగ్ లైమ్ స్టోన్. సో ఫస్ట్ ఏమేమి వాడుతున్నాం, ఏమేమి ఛార్జింగ్ డోర్ నుంచి ఏమేమి పంపిస్తున్నాము అంటే పిగ్ ఐరన్, ఛార్జింగ్ అనేది పిగ్ ఐరన్, స్క్రాప్, కాస్టింగ్ రిజెక్షన్, కోక్ అండ్ ఫ్లక్స్. సో ఫ్లక్స్ అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ limestone వాడుతున్నాం. Why we are adding the limestone here? To remove the undesirable materials like ash and dirt. The scrap means the scrap consists of steel and cast iron rejections. Whatever the not at all a good casting, it is not a good casting, then we are calling it as an scrap or casting rejections. So right, therefore this is all coming under the cupola furnace charge, right? Next, here we are having a sand bottom. Coke is charged extending up to a predetermined height. This serves as the coke bed within which the combustion takes place. Whereas the cupola operation is started by igniting the coke bed at its bottom. చూసారు కదమ్మా, మీకు ఇగ్నైటింగ్ ద కోక్ బెడ్, మీకు ఏదైతే కోక్ బెడ్ కింద మీరు ఫామ్ చేస్తారో సో అదంతా కూడాను ఇగ్నిషన్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ ద కోక్ బెడ్ ఈజ్ ప్రాపర్లీ ఇగ్నైటెడ్, alternate charges of limestone, pig iron and coke are charged until the level of the charging door, right? Already we have been discussed from the charging door మనం ఏమేమైతే బెడ్డింగ్ అనేది వేస్తామో అవన్నీ కూడా ఇప్పుడు మీకు మళ్ళీ లిస్ట్ చెప్తున్నా నేను. After the coke bed is properly ignited, ignition అనేది జరిగిన తర్వాత alternate charges of limestone, pig iron, coke until the level of the charging door వరకు కూడా ఈ లెవెల్ ఇలా కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది, right? Then the air blast is turned on and the combustion occurs rapidly within the coke bed. Within 5 to 10 minutes after the blast is turned on, the first molten cast iron appears at the tap hole, right? Usually the first iron which comes out will be too cold to pour into sand molds. During the cupola operation, molten metal may be tracked every 10 minutes, right? Molten metal may be tracked every 10 minutes depending on the melting rate and the capacity, right? All the oxygen in the air blast is consumed by the combustion with the combustion zone, right? So all of you just note it down. The chemical reactions takes place. We are having one is exothermic reaction. Already ఇక్కడ మీకు ఆన్ స్క్రీన్ మీద exothermic reaction, reducing zone లో వచ్చేది exothermic reaction అమ్మా. So finally we will get CO2 plus heat, that is the exothermic. So this is the exothermic. Finally CO2 plus heat. O2 is the air, nothing but oxygen. Carbon plus air gives carbon dioxide plus heat. So that is the main exothermic reaction. So ఇక్కడ ఈ exothermic reaction దగ్గర మనకి టెంపరేచర్ ఎంత ఉంటుందంటే 1550 to 1850 degrees Celsius. The hot gas is consisting principally of nitrogen, and so here I will discuss about this chemical reaction. The hot gas is consisting principally of nitrogen and carbon dioxide moved upward from the combustion zone. where the temperature is 1650 degrees Celsius. The portion of the coke bed, so all of you just see the line diagram. Okay, otherwise this one, then a problem ledu. Okay, right? So this is the line diagram. All of you just see the diagram. Then only you can observe the total thing, what I am saying. The principle of the coke bed, if the combustion zone is reducing zone, the portion of the coke bed. Okay, right. It is a protective zone to prevent the oxidation of the metal charge above and while dropping through it. As the hot carbon dioxide gas moves upward through the hot coke, some of it is reduced by the following reaction. That is the, here you can observe. So right, in the melting zone you are having a, here this is the reaction. This is the chemical reaction. So this is the chemical reaction. So right, దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే ఎండోథర్మిక్ రియాక్షన్ అని చెప్తా ఉంటాము. So this is a endothermic reaction, right? So the first layer of the iron above the reducing zone is the melting zone, where the solid iron is converted into the molten zone, molten state. A significant portion of the carbon, right? Here, a significant portion of the carbon is picked up by the metal, also takes place in the zone, in the zone. The hot gases is passed upward from the reducing and melting zones into the preheating zone. The hot gases passed upwards, ante kinda nunchi paiki, from reducing zone, after that reducing zone to melting zone and into preheating zone, which includes all layers of charge above the melting zone up to the charging door, right? And next one is, since the layer of the charge is preheated by the outgoing gases which exist at the top of the cylindrical shell, this temperature in this zone is 1090 degrees Celsius, right? So up to right now, what are the chemical reactions we have been observed, and what are the zones we have been observed, and what is the working principle, and now we will move for advantages. So this is all the working, actually this is the on screen we are sharing the total working atmosphere of the cupel of furnace, right? So this is the advantages. So on screen we are sharing totally how much it is, total 12 advantages, but the key points, the main important advantages I will discuss here. For operation purposes, this is a simple and economical device. This is a simple and economical device, right? And next one, it is used for a wide range of materials that can be melted, right? And next one is, this device is used for removing the slag present in the iron, right? Comparison of electric furnace, this is very less harmful as compared to electric furnace. This is very less harmful, and this is having high melting heat, that is 100 tons per hour. All of you just remember this thing, high melting. It is having a high melting, 100 tons. 1 hour lo 100 tons metal ni melt cheyagalge capacity దీనికి ఉంటుందమ్మా, right? The floor space required is less, and to perform the operation, skilled operator is not required. To perform the operation, no skilled operator is not required for this one. So one more important point is, cupel of furnace efficiency is 30 to 50%. మిమ్మల్ని ఎక్కడైనా సరే క్విజ్ లో అయినా ఎక్కడైనా అడగడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయమ్మా. ఇవన్నీ ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన పాయింట్స్ అన్ని కూడాను ఎక్కువగా బయట అడిగే క్వశ్చన్స్, రైట్? 30 to 40% of efficiency may be obtained by using this cupel of furnace. Whereas the main disadvantage of this cupel of furnace is unable to maintain the closed temperature. The main disadvantage is limitations. So ikkada meeku ikkada kanapadutunnayamma on screen meeda, we are having limitations. I will say the main disadvantage is unable to maintain the closed temperature, right? To control closed temperature, control is difficult to maintain. Ade kada ikkada second point kinda ichchadu vadu, right? Next, applications వచ్చేపాటికి, the main application of the cupel of furnace is different types of metals like cast iron, is produced by this device, like malleable gray cast iron and copper based alloy is also manufactured by this device. So right, now we will move for, these are the problems. I will give the charge calculations and the problems in our, after completion of the furnaces we will deal the problems also, right? We will move for crucible furnace. So what is the crucible furnace? So after the second important furnace is crucible furnace. Just wait, somebody is waiting in at our room. Right. So on screen we are sharing the crucible furnace here. A crucible furnace, a crucible means it's a container that can withstand at very high temperatures. Right. All of you just listen carefully. A crucible furnace, generally it is used for non-ferrous metals. Generally it is used for melting of non-ferrous metals. Right. So the main important point is that can withstand at very high temperatures. Crucible means withstand at very high temperatures, necessary to melt glass, metal, pigment, and some laboratory materials also. Right? It is withstands at high temperatures. Right? So here its capacity is 30 to 150 kg. Right? So its capacity is 30 to 150 kg. Whereas the types of crucible furnaces are pit furnace, coke-fired stationary furnace, oil-fired tilting furnace, and next one is pot furnace. Right. So bronze and iron age crucibles were sharp vessels, and the air for the heat was blown from the above. They are often had some small handles to aid in transport from the furnace to the mouth. Right. Now, the crucibles are numbered according to the amount of aluminum they will hold. A number 6 crucible is 6.5 inches tall and 5.25 inches in diameter. It will hold 6 pounds of aluminum. It will hold 6 pounds of aluminum. Right? And next one is 18 pounds of bronze and brass. Whereas small amounts of low temperature metals like, actually you can use a heavy steel or cast container that is 1/4 inches of thick wall. Right? And ceramic crucibles are very less expensive but not very durable. You don't want to use a large ceramic crucibles for this reason. Right? Next. Round furnaces are more efficient than square furnaces. Here you can observe on screen the diagram, the liner diagram. The total, here you are observing the mainly, this is an main key line diagram for this one. Here, charcoal furnaces are one of the easiest furnaces to build and run on a small scale. Essentially, you have a refractory lined cylinder which has a hole placed perpendicular and near the bottom. Right? A low powered blower is inserted into the blower port or fire. Then approximately 4 inches of charcoal is placed in the bottom and lit. The crucible is placed on the top of the warm coals and charged loosely with metal. Right? And next one is, so on screen you are sharing just the pit furnace. On screen you are sharing the pit furnace. So according to this pit furnace, it is placed above the floor level. It is placed above the floor level. It is placed above the floor level, and it is fired with coke. Here also it is a coke. Here also we are using coke. Coke as a fuel. Coke means it is an fine fuel which we have been used in our cupola furnace also, right? And therefore a furnace is made in pit for melting metal. For taking casting process is called a pit furnace. So on screen we are sharing the total pit furnace. The first classification, a furnace made in pit for melting metal for taking casting process is called a furnace. So right, the furnace body is made up of heavy steel plate reinforced with steel profiles and profile bent steel sheet. The heavy duty upper flange is reinforced with internal braces, right? The furnace lining is mainly ceramic fiber. Mainly it is made up of ceramic fiber. The furnace hot face is made up of vacuum formed fiber into which metallic support for the elements are fixed. And the lid is formed as a concave end cover. All of you just see here. So this is the lid. It is in the concave shape. The furnace hot face is made up of vacuum formed fiber. Right? The lid is formed as a concave end cover. Between the end cover, between the end cover and the upper part of the lid is insulated with ceramic fiber of the same thickness as the rest of the furnace. Right? Here, the circulation fan is mounted centrally. Just here, the fan is not observed, but just I will say the total pit furnace construction also. The circulation fan is mounted centrally in the lid. The fan is a water-cooled high-temperature fan with a cast iron wheel mounted on a cone. In the lid, there are also connection points for oxygen measuring cell, thermocouple, process gas supply, and exhaust pipe. There is also an extra connecting point, right? The furnace bottom functions as a support for the furnace charge as well as a seal for the temperature atmosphere which is built up in the furnace during the process. Right? The furnace is equipped with a safety waste gas burner system for combustible gases. The gases making up the atmosphere in the furnace and can be chosen for the desired process. We want such as LPG. LPG means it's a gas which is available in our householding purposes for the melting metal. Right now, so the main important. So these are all the. This one, second one is coke-fired stationary furnace, whereas the third one is oil-fired tilting furnace. This is the pot furnace. So these are all provided in the pit. So whatever ఏ ఫర్నెస్ గురించి అడిగినా కూడా టోటల్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ అనేది సేమ్ గా రాసుకుంటా వెళ్ళండి. సో దానిలో వర్కింగ్ ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఈజ్ సేమ్, బట్ tilting means easily we can tilt the total cylinder, whereas coke fired means directly we are pouring the coke at the outer side of the shell. It's a ceramic fiber material. Ceramic fiber material చుట్టూతా కూడా coke అనేది burn అయ్యి automatically the metal may be melted. Here this is the pit furnace, right? So all of you just listen carefully. The pit furnace construction details: 3 by 16 inches thick steel plate furnace shell, whereas half inches thick steel top plate and whereas energy saving lightweight ceramic fiber insulation reduces operating costs. So these are all the different types of furnaces, electric furnaces. Insulating refractory floor to support heavy load, and excellent temperature uniformity here throughout the workspace. Fast heat up and cool down. Here, the fast heat up and cool down is also occurred here, right? And next one is oil-filled tilting furnace. So mainly the key features for this one is it will obtain a maximum temperature up to 1000 degrees centigrade. Only 1000 degrees, whereas compared with the cupola furnace, it will attain up to 1540 to 1590 degrees temperature. Whereas in this furnace, this is an crucible furnace, we will attain only 1000 degrees temperature. This is the maximum temperature we will attain, but here the high temperature will up to 1000 degrees will be attained uniformly throughout the ceramic fiber shell. Like the efficient atmosphere circulation system is also happened here, and high efficient system for load cooling. So, right. So in this we are having pit furnace and coke fired stationary furnace, and next one is oil fired tilting furnace. Right. Generally, the technological application for pit furnace already we have shared in the screen. That is the pit furnace. The generally ఇది ఎక్కడ application అంటే the technological application is the gas carburizing, hardening, bright annealing, normalizing and carbon nitriding. సో అదంతా కూడా టెక్నాలజికల్ గా మనము ఎక్కడెక్కడ అప్లై చేస్తాము ఏంటనే దాని గురించి we will discuss. So right, so first thing is gas carburizing. In this gas carburizing process, a surface chemistry process. It's an surface chemistry process which improves the hardness of a component by diffusing carbon into the surface layer to improve wear and fatigue resistance. The workpieces are preheated and then held for a period of time at an elevated temperature, typically between 820 degrees to 940 degrees. 820 degrees to 940. This is the highest temperature we are attained in our pit furnace. The total temperature in the నేను చెప్పింది ఏంటంటే ఓవరాల్ గా అన్ని ఫర్నెస్ మీద వచ్చే టెంపరేచర్ బట్టి 1000 degrees అని చెప్పాను నేను. Whereas in the pit furnace we will attain the minimum temperature is 820 and the maximum temperature is 940 degrees centigrade and Celsius. Right. During the thermal cycle, the components are subjected to an enriched carbon atmosphere such that nascent species of carbon can diffuse into the surface layer of the component. Just mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Hardening is a metallurgical and metal working process used to increase the hardness of a metal. A hard metal will give a higher resistance to plastic deformation than a less hard metal. And what is annealing? Annealing means, so these are all the technical applications of the pit furnace. Already we have been say about the technical application of pit furnace. I have been given the list. One is gas carburizing and hardening, bright annealing, normalizing and carbon nitriding. So right now we have been discussed about the gas carburizing, and next one is hardening. So and now we are moving for bright annealing. So the metal, heated metal, allow it to cool slowly in order to remove internal stresses and toughen it. This is the annealing definition, right? So annealing ante enti, the molten metal, the heated metal ని ఏం చేస్తాము రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్ కి రీచ్ అవ్వడం కోసం దాన్ని అలాగా ఇంటర్నల్ స్ట్రెసెస్ అన్ని కూడా రిమూవ్ చేసేసి దాన్ని టఫన్ చేస్తే దాన్ని మనం ఏమంటాము అనీలింగ్ అంటాం. ఇట్స్ ఎ ప్రాసెస్ దట్ ఈస్ క్యారీడ్ అవుట్ ఇన్ ఎ కంట్రోల్డ్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్. ఒక పర్టిక్యులర్ అట్మాస్ఫియర్ దగ్గర ఈ ప్రాసెస్ అంతా కూడా జరుగుతుందానా. సో అట్మాస్ఫియర్, ఫర్నెస్ ఆర్ వాక్యూమ్, in order that oxidation is reduced to a minimum and the surface remains relatively bright. Oxidation means, what do you mean by oxidation? Whenever ఏదైనా సరే ఒక మెటల్ ని ఏదైనా బాగా హీట్ చేసామనుకోండి, రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్ రీచ్ అవుతున్న కొంచెం కొంచెం ఏమవుతుందంటే పైన స్కేల్స్ లాగా ఫామ్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. మెటల్ ని బాగా మెల్టింగ్ పొజిషన్ అంటే లిక్విడ్ స్టేట్ కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు ఎప్పుడైనా సరే మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఈవెన్ వాటర్ ఆల్సో యూ కెన్ అబ్జర్వ్. బాగా వాటర్ హై టెంపరేచర్ కి హీట్ చేసామనుకో ఏమవుతుంది, పైన స్కేల్స్ కింద ఇలాగా పైన లేయర్స్ కింద ఫామ్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది. ఎప్పటి వరకు అలాగా? అప్ టు ద రీచింగ్ ఆఫ్ రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్. రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్ కి రీచ్ అయ్యే వరకు కూడాను అలా కొంచెం కొంచెంగా పోతూనే ఉంటుంది. సో అలాంటిదంతా జరగకుండా ఉండాలంటే వి విల్ మూవ్ ఫర్ ఏ కంట్రోల్డ్ అట్మాస్ఫిరిక్ ఫర్నెస్ ఆర్ వాక్యూమ్. అంటే ఒక కంట్రోల్డ్ టెంపరేచర్ దగ్గర మనం దాన్ని పట్టుకొని ఈ అనీలింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది చేస్తాం. So right, that is one of the technological aspects of the pit furnace, right? And next one is normalizing. It is the type of annealing process used to relieve stress. ఏమవుతుంది లోపల ఇలాంటి ప్రాసెస్ అంతా చేస్తే స్ట్రెస్ రిలీవ్ అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది. In hardenable steels after cold work and to improve ductility and toughness properties. And normalizing heat treatment process is heating steel above the critical temperature, right? Next, carbon nitriding is often applied to inexpensive, easily machined low carbon steel to impart the surface properties more expensive and to difficult to work grades of steel. So right, whatever else the technological applications, the main advantages for this one is last thing, working flexibility. The main thing is working flexibility, and next one is economic effectiveness due to the relatively small requirements for media needed for furnace operation, and easy service and maintenance. One more advantage is very high repeatability of process and very precise heat treatment of various parts. And next one is high accuracy of the process control. And next one is safe operation. It's a very safe operation and ability to treat large parts, right? So right now I am ending our session. Thank you.